This week I carved an IronMan Helmet Pumpkin. Hi everyone, welcome back to the City Aperture channel. My name is Jose and I go by City Aperture. Today I am going to make a Halloween project. I am going to turn this pumpkin, and this pumpkin, into a IronMan helmet that looks like it's made out of pumpkin. This is not a real pumpkin, obviously. This is actually made of plastic. They both are, and they're both advertised being carvable. Here you'll see that. So they're carving pumpkins that are made out of some kind of plastic. I don't know how easy this is going to be to cut. I assume it won't be that hard because it's made for that. So we'll see, and hopefully, assuming this all went well, you've already seen the finished product in the intro itself. But I'm going to jump right in with some X-Acto knives and whatever knife I can get a hold of, really. I'm going to use this as my pattern, I guess, if you will. This is the IronMan Mark 1 helmet that I started making. This is almost a year back, if not more. One of these days I gotta finish it. But this is from a Papakura file that I glued together and I plasticized it, and that's sort of where I stopped with it. I haven't finished it. It usually sits up here. You've probably seen it. So I'm going to use this as a pattern to cut all of these pieces into a IronMan helmet, and I'm kind of stalling because I don't know how it's going to go. But let's just get right to it, see what we end up with. So I started by making the pattern. I just took some blue painter's tape, taped it right over the helmet that I had, and then I would trace the outline of the shape I wanted to make. So I did that for several of the shapes that essentially make up the helmet. After that, here you see a different shape that I'm making. I try to make one side and then the top ones. Once the patterns were made, I would peel them off and just using an X-Acto knife cut the shape tight to the white line I drew. Some cases I used a Sharpie, but either way it was just sort of cutting out the shapes. So I've done some experimenting on figuring out how I'm going to glue this stuff. Here is 3 spare pieces that I glued. On this one here, I glued it using super glue, and while it's holding okay, actually I can feel it peeling off. I also made this white residue there, like it just discolored it. And I was worried that the super glue wouldn't hold well. I mean, it's holding, but you can feel it's brittle. You can feel it coming apart there just a little bit. On the other side, I used some contact cement, this stuff. And that actually is holding real well, almost like how you would glue together some other kind of foam. Because I mean, you can see it's actually real foamy. This is what the inside of the pumpkin looks like, and it's foam. It's a hard foam. Here's another sample of gluing it with the rubber cement or the contact cement, and it's holding real well. This was I beveled the 2 edges to sort of see how it would hold. So I think the contact cement it is. And yeah, this foam, hard as is, it's not melting with any of the glue. So that's how we're going to move forward. Once the patterns were cut, I would tape them onto the pumpkin. I would try and find something that would make the pattern lay, as close to the shape as possible. Then trace it with some kind of a Sharpie or other pen. The hard part's really getting the shape to lay at the right curvature, like this shape, for example. This is a face mask. But if you could find the right part, then you would just cut it out after you've traced it on the pumpkin. And like I mentioned, it doesn't cut very hard because it's just a foam. Once you penetrate it, you can just go all the way through. So now all the pieces are cut, and it's time to start getting the edges ready so that they can all meet up. Here is a test of beveling the edges and then gluing them together to get a smooth seam. So that's going to be the next step, is going to start beveling the edges and then gluing everything together. Here you can see some of the other parts. But yeah, now we're close to assembling. Okay, so now we got all the pieces cut. I'm going to start by beveling some of the edges where these guys need to meet at angles. I'm going to use the knife to get most of this space, most of it out of there. And then we've got a Dremel to also sand it smooth as well. So let's get started with that. Okay, so every edge that I'm going to glue now is beveled and it fits the way I want it to. So now we're going to go ahead and glue it together using some good old rubber cement or contact cement as it's called. I'm going to go from there. So let's go ahead and do that. Once it was all glued together, I found a spray paint that kind of matches that pumpkin orange. And I painted the back section, or the main helmet part. I was originally going to leave it multicolored, but I changed my mind on that. Decided to just make it all that pumpkin orange. And here I'm painting the little, I don't know what that is, it's a nub, the stub that comes out of the pumpkin. It had gotten a little bit of overspray from the orange spray paint. So just a little bit burnt sienna acrylic paint. Cover it right up. And there you have it. That is the finished pumpkin IronMan helmet. All the seams weren't 100% perfect, but you get the shape, and you know it looks like it's made out of several pieces of pumpkin. So I'm kind of happy with it. Here it is with some candles on the inside. They're not real candles. So there you guys go. That is how I made my IronMan Helmet Halloween Pumpkin. I guess it's a jack-o'-lantern. I'm not even sure what they call them. But yeah, there you go. You know, the face comes off, the faceplate, which the faceplate's kind of cool on its own. But yeah, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. When I first, and actually I didn't use as much as I thought. There's a whole pumpkin left. This stuff is not actually plastic like I thought. I thought it was some kind of plastic. It's actually some kind of a foam that has a hard-ish, it's not really that hard, kind of a coating on it that keeps you from seeing the foam. It's quite easy to cut an X-Acto knife went right through it. And it glued fairly easy. You saw, I started using kind of a contact cement, but I just switched to a hot glue because it glued it fairly quick. But yeah, and actually a little bit of a story. I actually bought all three of these pumpkins that I used, and I didn't even use all three. You can see there's a little bit left of this one too. I actually bought them last year. A few days after Halloween, I went to the store and I saw them, and I was like, I bought them knowing I was going to make this year. And I got them for like 75% off. Doesn't go bad, so why not, right? They've just been sitting on the shelf over there for a year. So if you're looking to do a project like this, go buy the pumpkins now. I got them at a Target, I believe. I think the art stores like Michael's, I hate to drop store names in here, and it's not sponsored, but you know, the art stores sell them as well, I believe. So go get them from an art store. And yeah, I think this is a good alternative to carving an actual pumpkin, because I'm really bad at carving pumpkins. I just had a friend had a pumpkin carving party and not good at that. But this I'm actually happy with. So yeah, if you're looking to do something like this, go get some pumpkins. This video is coming out the day before Thanksgiving, actually. So you know, wait till the 1st of November and go get yourself some of this synthetic carvable pumpkins. Yeah, carvable pumpkins. And I still have some left, so I'm probably gonna save it for next year. If you're looking at this video, maybe tell me what I should make next year. Kind of like this, you know, turning an otherwise regular item into a pumpkin thing. Yeah, so leave me a comment, you know, tell me what I should make next for next year. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. If you guys like this project, then maybe you'll enjoy the podcast that I do with my two colleagues, Claudia and Ray. We discuss purpose-driven design, making, and manufacturing. We talk about architecture. We talk about all sorts of making. We have a project of the week. So yeah, please check it out. Again, it's called The Made Podcast. Thanks so much.